Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Montgomery IDA Board Meeting, January 13, 2026. Formally call to order. We declare we have the quorum. First motion of business is to approve the December 9th, 2025 meeting minutes. Anyone have any feedback or questions, restatements? No? All right, if I may, starting with Jose. Or I'm sorry, can I get a motion for?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Second, Stacy. All right, starting with Jose.
Aye.
Stacy.
Aye.
Matt.
Aye.
Tom is an aye. Marty's an aye. George is an aye. Greg's an aye. All right, motion's passed. The next item on our agenda is public comment on the items of the agenda today. Are there any comments? Anyone write in?
No.
No write-ins. Anyone in the room want to speak to the items of the agenda? All right. Then what we'll do is move to the public hearing. Officially begin this on Choice Films, Inc.
We need a motion to open the public hearing?
Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Second?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
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 All right, motion's passed. So the public hearing is officially open.
Oh, sorry.
You want to start with any overview, or?
If you want to like just discuss the project or?
Yeah, briefly.
So the public hearing today is for Choice Films, the construction of a film studio at the end of Bracken Road. They are pledging to create 800 jobs with the average salary of $100,000 to $125,000 a year. They're requesting a 10-year pilot, sales tax exemption, and mortgage recording tax exemption as well.
I would recommend reading the notice of public hearing.
Oh. Okay, well, I do not have that on my persons. Please hold.
I have a copy of it.
You have a copy? Yep. Okay. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Article 18-A of the New York State Municipal Law will be held by the Town of Montgomery Industrial Development Agency, known as the agency going forward, on January 13th, 2026 at 1 p.m. at the Town of Montgomery Industrial Development Agency headquarters, 110 Bracken Road, Montgomery, New York, 12549. The public hearing will concern the agencies providing financial assistance for a project more fully described below. Choice Films Incorporated and Bracken Road Holdings Lot 1 LLC, known as the applicant, has requested that the agency provide financial assistance for a proposed project in the town of Montgomery, New York, consisting of the construction and redevelopment of underutilized property located at 166 Bracken Road, Montgomery, New York, 12549, known as the premises, in the town of Montgomery, the project. The estimated cost of the project is approximately $21,607,000. The project will include the construction and redevelopment of the premises to be used as a film production facility and administrative offices, and the acquisition of machinery and equipment related thereto. The requested financial assistance will include the providing of an exception of, from sales tax up to $812,500 for qualified expenditures up to $10 million for the renovation, furnishing, and equipping of the facility. To the providing of an exception for mortgage recording tax in the amount of $120,000 for the mortgage secured by the premises and the amount not to exceed $16 million. And 3, payment in lieu of tax benefits known as pilot and the amounts to be established. Copies of the applicant's application for financial assistance, including an analysis of the costs and benefits of the proposed project, will be available for review by interested persons from the date of publication of this notice to the date of the public hearing for the project at the offices of the agency at 110 Bracken Road, Montgomery, during normal business hours upon reasonable notice to the agency. The telephone number of the agency is 845-457-2661. The agency will be at the above stated time and place. Here all persons with views in favor or opposed to the providing of the financial assistance described herein. A representative of the agency will be at the above stated time and place to hear oral comments, except written comments from all persons with views in favor or opposed to the granting of any foregoing financial assistance or the location or nature of the project.
Excellent. Thank you, Vinnie. We had a sign-up list with 5 individuals signed up. If you came in post the beginning of this meeting, just let us know at the end. We can add you to the list. But we'll start with Don, if you'd like to make comment. Just a reminder, this isn't a back and forth with the board. This is to receive public comment for the board's consideration.
Don Berger, Montgomery, how's everybody doing?
Good.
First, I think I really have to say that this is the type of job growth that we need here in Montgomery. I could say this for as long as I've been doing this, it's about time that we're getting quality jobs here rather than the standard warehouse jobs that the town has been under siege with. With that being said, I'm fully in support of this pilot, but I do have questions. So you said you can't answer questions, but you could hear me out. Well, if you want to answer them, answer them. I have never seen on an application before naming 2 applicants to a pilot. So you have Choice Films and Bracken Road Holdings. I've never seen that before. So it's my understanding that Choice Films is going to be leasing the building, and I believe Bracken Road Holdings owns the building. So I'm not sure I understand where Choice Films comes in with a pilot. They don't own anything. They're not paying any taxes as far as I understand. It would be the landowner that would be paying those taxes. That's, I'm not sure, but that's the way I think that it basically runs. You talk about the retention of jobs. Jobs is very important here in Montgomery. As I said when I opened, it's important to me that we're getting quality jobs. At the beginning of this, the director mentioned that there was going to be 800 jobs. That would be great, but it says here below that you're only going to retain 150 to 250. So I'm assuming that you're including construction jobs on that. So the project is not going to have 800 jobs throughout the time span that they're going to be here. When I go to page 15 on the application, I only see full-time jobs for the first year, 35 jobs. On the second year, I see 40 jobs. So my question is, how are we getting 150 to 250? The numbers don't seem to be matching. So that's a concern of mine. I would love to see 250 quality jobs here. I would love to see 800 jobs, including the unions that are going to come in here. The other part that I don't understand, it says here in description of project, we want to build an additional production facility. I don't know what they mean, because I believe they were already over there, excuse me, over on Bracken Road. Is that the second warehouse that was approved a few years ago? Is that including that warehouse, or are they building an additional facility? It's unclear in this application what they're doing. I mean, I don't have a problem with them building another facility, but if it's an additional facility, I haven't seen anything in the planning stages. So I'm kind of curious to that. I'm just trying to put my head around this, because I think since Choice first came around Montgomery, everybody was overjoyed, including myself and members of my group. I want to see them to be a stable company, and I think I've talked to you about that many times. What I don't know is if Choice is leasing the property, how long are they leasing it with a 10-year pilot in front of them? What, are they working on a 1-year lease? Do they have a 5-year lease? Do they have a 10-year lease? Do they have a 20-year lease, 30-year lease? What do they have? And it seems, again, that those questions aren't being answered in here. Maybe I can't find them. But I think those are invaluable things that need to be answered. Again, I've been around the IDA and coming to these meetings. I actually sat on that board for a short period of time. I've never seen an applicant with two names, two companies on there. Never. And one being a leaser. It's not clicking. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. And I just want to clarify, questions can be answered by Vincent and our attorney Rudy were necessary, correct? It's just the board's.
Any questions that you have, I can follow up with you and answer, provide you the answer to this question.
Friday, you didn't return.
You asked me to meet, but we don't have to get into that, though.
All right.
All right, the next speaker is Lou.
Good afternoon, folks. Lou Doyle, Montgomery. I live at 2 Montgomery Heights in Montgomery, New York. I just want to say support this project as a resident of the town. We do work in the town. Just wanted to know if there's a local labor policy.
Yes.
There is
with every
attached to it.
project.
Okay. But no, fully support it, and this is the type of business, like Mr. Berger said, that we want to attract to this town. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou.
Just a reminder, everyone, too, please spell out your name since we're documenting this. All right, the next speaker on the list is Amanda.
Amanda.
Hi, that's Amanda Dana. I represent Orange County Department of Tourism and Film. Hello, everybody. I've had the privilege of running the film office since 2019, and I'd like to go on record by saying Choice Films, Choice Stages have been a true partner to the County of Orange. They have always been there to give an extra hand to train people, especially with their below-the-line boot camp, which trained many people that I know that are currently working and have union jobs right now. So I am here in favor of this project. I have seen, working with them, alongside of them, some miraculous things happen, and especially in the Montgomery, Newburgh, Cornwall, Walden, all these areas, small businesses are thriving because of the film industry. So I am in favor of their benefits going forward, and I speak on behalf of Orange County. I have my colleague here who will say a few words as well. But this truly is an economic driver. Great jobs, great careers, and I'm fully supportive of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Next on our list is Steve.
Hi, everybody. Good to see everybody today. I'm Steve Gross, Director of Economic Development for Orange County Government. Good to see everybody on this great day out here. I am here to talk in support of Choice Films' application and proposal to develop a new studio right here in the town of Montgomery. This project represents exactly the kind of forward-looking, diversified economic development projects that Orange County government has been working toward. The film production and movie industry is a growing sector in the Hudson Valley and in Orange County and New York State, and projects like this help to position our county as competitive and attractive for these important creative industries to come to our county. From the economic development perspective, film and movie production is strongly supported by Orange County government, as Amanda said. In fact, the county executive put a film position in her department to support this industry, first in the state, I believe. This not only offers several important benefits, such as bringing private investment to our community that supports construction activity in the short term and permanent jobs in the long term, it also has the potential to create quality jobs across a wide range of skills and production, technical trades, creative roles, administrative positions. These are jobs that can attract and retain talent while providing great careers and job opportunities for Orange County residents right here. The film studio has a multiplier effect. Beyond direct employment opportunities and productions, they support local business, hotels, restaurants, vendors, contractors, service providers, all helping to strengthen our county's economy. And Choice Films has demonstrated a commitment to being a good community partner. They have a strong and healthy business record and track record right here in our county. Projects like this help to enhance the visibility of Orange County as a place where innovation and business can grow and thrive. The role of the IDA is to encourage responsible development that delivers long-term public benefits. Based on what has been presented, this project aligns with the mission of expanding our tax base, diversifying our economy, and supporting job creation with 800 jobs being created by this project alone. On behalf of Orange County, I want to thank Vinny and the Montgomery IDA for its careful consideration of this application and for its continued leadership in fostering economic growth. I look forward to seeing this project move forward and to the positive impact it will have on Montgomery and the entire county. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. The next speaker is Randy.
I'm good, I just was reserving my right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak? Superintendent?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yvette Avila, the superintendent of Valley Central. Do you want me to spell my full name, or?
Yes, please.
Evetteavila.
Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. I apologize for not having a more formal written letter to share with the members of the IDA, but as my office had only first received written notice of the public hearing in an envelope that was delivered to the district yesterday, while I was in the midst of preparing for the school board meeting last night, I did not have more time to thoroughly review the application being considered. I do want to point out to the members of the IDA that under the state law, when an applicant seeks financial assistance in excess of $100,000 of benefits from an IDA, which is the case here, the IDA is required to provide notice to the chief executive officer of each affected taxing jurisdiction. At the same time that it publishes legal notice of the public hearing. It appears notice was published on December 22nd, but the first time my office received written notice of this hearing was only yesterday. That is 3 weeks after public notice was published. Based on a very cursory review of the applicant's request, the amount of payments in lieu of taxes that the applicant is proposing to pay the affected taxing jurisdiction is unknown and to be established at a later time. I question how the IDA can make an informed decision on whether to grant financial assistance when the applicant has not even informed the IDA on how much payment in lieu of taxes it is proposing, or even what period of category of exemption they are seeking to secure the pilot agreement. The Valley Central School District would very much appreciate learning more about the applicant and what is being proposed rather than only learning from it, from seeking economic assistance that would exempt the project from having to pay real property taxes. We really do want to understand and want to collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yvette, I just want to address, we did send out a certified mail to your office. I believe that went out on December 27th.
No, it went out December 30th. We received it yesterday. We have the envelope if you'd like me to share it.
Okay, it was told to me by the post office. I do apologize if it got to you that late, that it would be delivered on January 3rd.
I'd be happy to follow up and have conversations.
Have a dog in this fight, but I also see the potential for economic growth for the whole Mid-Hudson. I've been doing case studies as films have come through. I've seen the direct spending, and I think that the opportunity here is tremendous. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just a moment, please.
We can close the voting and then can address this question.
All right, sounds good. Anyone else like to speak? Yes, sir.
Chris Pennings, Pennings. I'm here representing more on the actual jobs. I've been a recruiter for 30 years, supporting the Hudson Valley employers. Very proud to say that and know firsthand, feet on the ground, what excitement the workforce has for this particular project. I'm in complete support. I love the artistic side of it. I got a niece already inquiring about how she can pursue a actress, probably not terming that right, but pursue a career as an actress. Parents excited about seeing schools cut back on budgets with art and, along those lines. And, it just brings another creative aspect for our next generations. I know a tax abatement can be hurtful for 10 years, but we have to look beyond that. And we have to look at what my kids will benefit from this, and it's a little sacrifice for the next 10 years, but for a terrific project. The tourism it'll bring, my other hat as a farmer. I've been a lifetime farmer here in Orange County. We have a agritourism business. It's going to just create a spin to improve and help the overall tourism in the area, and I'm excited to see it come. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yep.
All right, if I can, I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
Second. Jose?
Aye.
Stacy?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Myself, say aye.
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 All right, motion's passed. Before we move on to the next agenda, I just want to,
Yeah, Don, you want to step back up to the podium? We want to address your questions, Don. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're all set. Yep, thank you. Yeah, you can step back up to the podium. We'll address your questions.
Thank you.
So when it comes to the two co-applicants on the application, Choice Films is co-owners with Bracken's Holdings on this facility. They're not leasing the space. They're going to be owners of the 50/50 owners of the building. For your other questions, can you just repeat your questions for us?
Well, I was referred to the description of the project. Excuse me, we want to build an additional production.
Yeah.
so it's going to be a new facility.
It's a new facility on the pre-approved site.
The second
plan.
building?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And as for the jobs, you mentioned the full-time jobs. We discussed this at our last meeting when we voted to authorize or induce the application. The film industry jobs are not your typical 9 to 5,
Yeah.
where they're in an office all day. I compare them similarly to construction projects. Choice Films, they have a production, say it's Netflix or whoever. They come, they work for 5-6 months during the production. They make a year's salary during that time. Then they get laid off, and they're all unions. They go back to the list, and then when the next production comes in, they hire off the union list and so on. It's like a rolling employment type. So even though the application states that most of the jobs are part-time, they're full-time salaries because it's just the way, the nature of the film industry business. It's not a typical 9 to 5 employment.
Yeah, but those jobs, like for instance, it does state first and second year, 300 and 400 jobs. It's kind of like a floating thing. It's not full-time jobs, 365 days a year, right?
It's based on the productions that they bring in.
Whatever they bring in, right?
Yeah, but-
So that's, I think, when I seen this, I wanted more clarity on the type of jobs you're talking about, and because I think we all know the film industry is like this, right? So I'm sure they're not going to maintain 400 people over there, and there's no productions going on over there. So I was just concerned when you state 800 jobs, a breakdown would have helped.
Yeah, I think, it was discussed at our last meeting. The film industry is it's not typical, normal employment, but Choice Films has pledged.
Hey, listen, man, I hope they expand further. It's a good thing. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. And I just want to make sure, too, before we take any further action, given the concerns raised by the superintendent, that we're in compliance.
Yep.
So, make sure.
Yeah,
there it is. sorry, just waiting for the attorney.
Rudy.
I'm sorry.
We want to address the superintendent's questions and that we're in compliance. So we were required to send out a public hearing notice no later than 10 days prior to the public hearing.
Yes, that's correct. The
it was-
notice has to be sent 10 days before the public hearing. It doesn't state when it has to be received. It just has to be sent by certified mail or email 10 days prior to the public hearing.
Okay, so we are in compliance with sending it out December 30th, certified. We have the certified receipts for it and everything.
Yes, anytime before January 3rd, if it was sent certified mail, you're in compliance.
Thank you.
So, but just listening to the concern raised, because I do want to make sure that the school district and the superintendent has the proper time to actually review and everything, making sure that we don't have a mistake in the future. And knowing that this wasn't a mistake, it seems like it was a delivery mishap or something. Maybe we can just, as a courtesy, also deliver something by hand the same day in the future.
Well, and I know, Yvette, we did have a meeting that was scheduled for the January 9th. I had spoke with Brad. The idea was we were hoping to have Choice Films at that meeting, but they were away on vacation for the break. And I had asked Brad if we wanted to keep that meeting so we can discuss what's going on with the IDA. But I do apologize that you received it so late. And, in future stuff like that, I'm happy to, like, if you want to have like a scheduled regular meeting, like quarterly, or discuss things that are going on, I'm happy to do that with you. We definitely want to be transparent and open with the school district. We're not trying to hide anything here from you, and we want to be good neighbors and collaborators with you as well, so.
And I truly believe that, and I appreciate that. I know that you and I have met with our board chair, and that we had intended to have ongoing meetings, so that we need to get back on track with that. As far as the meeting with Brad, he was not aware that we were going to this place, yes, to talk about some kind of collaboration, and definitely want to continue to talk about that, but we did not have notice of it was going to be a pilot. So that time it was just to talk about collaborating with a neighbor, which we're always welcome to do, but did not necessarily know about the pilot piece of it. So that's what we were asking for clarity, because we always want to partner with our community, and just was a little taken back about receiving this yesterday, so.
Yeah, well, again, I
No, I
apologize that
understand.
you received it so late. I don't know how that happened, but again, I'm definitely happy to, going forward, schedule, meetings with you, or, because again, we want to be transparent. I want to be transparent with you. I said when we first met that we're here to help. I want to be here to help the school district and bring in new tax revenue for you as well, so I do apologize that happened.
Yes, because if we're going to move forward, we have to raise some filmmakers here.
That's right. And the other thing I want to just remind you, because it came up with someone else's comments, like, this isn't removing anyone from the tax roll. This is actually creating new revenue for the town of Montgomery. So they may come in on a different schedule, but, when we talk about a tax abatement, what have you, these are non-existing taxes as it stands right now. And so we're just adding new revenue generation that will ultimately become full tax liability at a point in the future, according to our UTEP schedules. So with that, moving on to the next item was the vote for consideration of authorized Choice Films IDA application. I'm going to ask Vincent, we should read the resolution?
Yes.
I'm going to ask Vincent to read it because I forgot my glasses today, and I apologize.
Okay, this is the proposed authorizing resolution regarding the authorization of the Town of Montgomery Industrial Development Agency with Choice Films Incorporated and Bracken Holdings Lot 1 LLC project. Whereas the Town of Montgomery Industrial Development Agency is authorized under the laws of New York State, and in particular under the provisions of the New York State Industrial Development Agency Act and the agency's enabling legislation, respectively, constituting Article 18A and Section 911-C of the General Municipal Law, Chapter 24 of the Consolidated Laws of New York, as amended the Act to assist in providing civic facilities for the use or benefit of the general public. And whereas the agency proposes to assist Choice Films, Inc. and Bracken Holdings Lot 1 LLC, together with the applicant and other project sponsors or any related legal entity, if different than the company, in financing a proposed project consisting of the construction and redevelopment of an underutilized property located at 166 Bracken Road, Montgomery, New York, 12549, known as the premises, to be used as a film production facility, as well as the acquisition and installation of new equipment, fixtures, furnishings in the town of Montgomery, Orange County, New York, collectively with the premises of the project by entering into a straight lease transaction. And whereas in connection with the straight lease transaction, the company as leaser proposes to lease to the agency as lessee pursuant to a head lease agreement known as the head lease, the site on which the project will be located and any renovations and improvements to be constructed thereon, and fixtures, furnishings, and equipment to be located therein. And whereas the agency and lessor proposes to lease back to the company as lessee pursuant to a lease agreement known as the lease agreement, the premises described in the head lease, and any renovations and improvements to be constructed thereon, and fixtures, furnishings, and equipment to be located therein. And whereas the company will finance the construction and equipping of the film production facility on the premises, and concurrently therewith enter into a certain first mortgage in the amount of up to $16 million with the commercial lender, the mortgagee, and pursuant to the terms of the mortgage, the agency and the company will mortgage the premises to the mortgagee. And whereas the agency will provide financial assistance to the company in the form of an exemption for mortgage recording tax in the amount of up to $120,000 as it relates to the mortgage on the premises. And whereas the agency will provide financial assistance to the company in the form of an exception from sales tax in connection with the project in the amount up to $812,500 for qualified expenditures of up to $10 million. And whereas the agency and the company shall enter a certain payment in lieu of tax agreement, known as the pilot agreement, for the payment of property taxes on the premises. And whereas in order to provide financial assistance to the company of the project, the agency intends to enter into the head lease, the lease agreement, a pilot agreement, and a sales tax letter, known as the sales tax letter, and other related documents with the agency, collectively with the project documents. And whereas based on the application to the agency for financial assistance, the company represented to the agency that the project is expected to increase employment in the town of Montgomery, county of Orange, and state of New York by 40 new jobs within 3 years of completion of construction, and has made additional factuation representations concerning themselves and the project, which the agency is relying upon in adopting this resolution. And whereas the agency has made certain findings and determinations in its inducement resolution regarding the project adopted on December 9th of 2025, which by this reference are adopted and confirmed as though made on the date hereof. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town of Montgomery Industrial Development Agencies as follows. Section 1, to accomplish the purposes of the act, the agency determined that the project will be located in the town of Montgomery, New York, and will consist of construction and redevelopment of an underutilized property located at 166 Bracken Road, Montgomery, New York, 12549. Based upon this representation contained in the application for financial assistance, the project is expected to create 40 new jobs within 3 years. Section 2, to accomplish the purposes of the act and to provide the financing for the cost of the project, the agency is authorized to execute and deliver the mortgage to the mortgagee and provide an exception for mortgage recording tax of up to $120,000, provided said mortgage shall specify that no actions will be taken against the agency in the event of a default. Section 3, any authorized representative of the agency is authorized to execute, acknowledge, and deliver the mortgage as may be approved by the authorized representative. The execution thereof by an authorized representative will be conclusive evidence of any approval required by this section. Section 4, the agency hereby approves financial assistance for the project in the form of exemptions from the state and local sales tax on materials, services, and equipment used in the construction, renovation, and equipping of the project in an aggregate amount not to exceed $812,500 for qualified purchases of up to $10 million. The agency shall appoint the company as the agency's agent for purposes of acquiring, constructing, and equipping the project. Section 5, any authorized representative of the agency is hereby authorized to execute, acknowledge, and deliver the head lease, the lease agreement, pilot agreement, the sales tax letter, and other project documents as may be approved by the executing party. The execution of any such project documents by the duly authorized executing party shall constitute conclusive evidence of any approval by this section. The authorized representative of the agency is hereby authorized to affix the seal of the agency on any of the foregoing agreements and attest the same. Section 6, any authorized representative of the agency is authorized to execute, acknowledge, and deliver a payment in lieu of tax agreement if agreement is reached thereon with such changes, insertions, or omissions as may be approved by the authorized representative. The execution thereof by an authorized representative will be conclusive evidence of any approval by this section. Section 7, any authorized representative of the agency is hereby authorized and directed for and in the name of, on behalf of the agency, to do all acts and things required, provided for, in connection with the execution of all project documents, and to execute and deliver all such project documents, additional certificates, instruments, and documents, pay all such fees, charges, and expenses and to do all such further acts and things as may be necessary, or in the opinion of the officer, employee, or agent acting, desirable and proper to effect the purposes of this resolution and to cause compliance by the agency with the terms, covenants, and provisions of the head lease, the lease agreement, or any other project documents. Section 8, the chairman, any member of the board of directors, and the executive director of the agency, as used in this resolution, the authorized representatives, are each hereby authorized and directed to execute and deliver all project documents with respect to the property comprising the project in such form as deemed reasonable or necessary. Section 9, all covenants, stipulations, obligations, and agreements of the agency contained in this resolution, the head lease, the lease agreement, or any project document shall be deemed to be the covenants, stipulations, obligations, and agreements of the agency to full extent authorized and permitted by law, and such covenants, stipulations, obligations, and agreements shall be binding upon the agency and its successors from time to time, and upon any board or body to which any powers or duties affecting such covenants, stipulations, obligations, and agreements shall be transferred by or in accordance with the law. Except as otherwise provided in this resolution, all rights, powers, privileges conferred and duties and liabilities imposed upon the agency or the members thereof by the provisions of this resolution, the head lease, the lease agreement, or any project document shall be exercised or performed by the agency or by such members, officers, boards, or bodies as may be required by law to exercise such powers and to perform such duties. Section 10, no covenant, stipulation, obligation, or agreement contained in this resolution, the head lease, the lease agreement, the mortgage, or any project document shall be deemed to be a covenant, stipulation, obligation, or agreement of any member, officer, agent, or employee of the agency in their individual capacity, and neither the members of the agency nor any officer shall be subject to any personal liability or accountability by reason of the execution thereof. Section 11, the agency further determines that it is not the lead agency with respect to the project under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, also known as SEQR, and that any determination thereunder as to the necessity or preparing an environmental impact statement shall be made by such lead agency. The actions taken hereunder shall be the subject in all respect to compliance with the SEQR prior to any final action being taken by the agency. And Section 12, the law firm Bleakley, Platt, and Schmidt LLP is hereby appointed counsel to the agency for this street lease transaction.
Mr. Director, I just want to clarify,
Yep.
there is a revised version of this resolution
Okay.
that states that within the 3-year period, 40 new full-time jobs and 600 new part-time jobs will be
Okay.
created.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I will circulate that again.
Okay, thank you. I might have downloaded the wrong one, but yeah, thank you for that clarification.
So before I seek a motion for consideration, any questions, comments from the board?
My only comment is that, I just wanted to thank everyone that is here for making the time to come to the board. And it just shows how you guys are really involved with us moving forward. And the transparency up here is just, that's exactly what we do, but it's very nice to see you guys here. And please, pass the word around, because sometimes, we don't get informed, but you guys passing the word around helps us to help you. So I just wanted to thank everybody here who's made it to this meeting. It's quite important, and I thank you.
Well said, Jose.
On a motion?
Yes.
I'll
so-
make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second
All right, and as the board votes, I just ask you to take into consideration your personal opinions, knowledge, and consideration from the public today. Jose?
Aye.
Stacy?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Wiley? George? Greg?
Aye.
Motion's passed. Or resolution's passed, apologies. Good. All right, thank you everyone again for your participation, really appreciate it. And if anyone has ongoing questions, concerns, ideas, please do reach out to Vincent directly. He's a great asset to the community here and has really helped us move forward over this past year or so. So take advantage of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, we're going to move into a discussion of the executive report.
This is my executive director report for the town of Montgomery IDA for the month of January's board meeting. Some key matters to take note of. As mentioned at last meeting, I want to be open with upcoming events for board to participate in if they would like. So some upcoming events for attendance, we have the Orange County Partnership Quarterly Project Meeting coming up on January 22nd. And we also have the Orange County Chamber Business Breakfast. That is a panel discussion on infrastructure in Orange County. That's going to be moderated by Orange County Partnership CEO Connor Eckert. Steam Business Park in the Village of Maybrook. So the Village of Maybrook was awarded $25.5 million for the development of the Galaxy Business Park that is now rebranded as the Steam Business Park, which is a switchyard terminal for economic and advanced manufacturing. This significant state investment will be used to construct critical infrastructure and create 6 shovel-ready, rail-served pad sites targeted for advanced manufacturing, food and beverage processing, innovation, and technology uses. This is a monumental win for the Village of Maybrook and the town of Montgomery. The Steam Business Park has the potential to reshape the long-term economic future of the region by attracting high-quality projects that generate good-paying, long-term careers for our local residents and strengthen our industrial base. Audit engagement, PKF O'Connor Davies. The engagement letter has been fully executed and returned to PKF O'Connor. Our annual audit is scheduled to commence on January 26th of this month. In accordance with the recommendation of the audit committee and as formally included in the engagement letter, the IDA will transition from cash-based accounting to accrual-based accounting as part of this process. This change will strengthen financial transparency and align the IDA with best practices for public authorities. The New York State Empire State Development Water and Sewer Feasibility Study Grant. So as last month, we approved the grant to do the water sewer feasibility study that we were awarded $50,000 from the state to do. I have formally signed and accepted their grant offer. I did clearly communicate to the ESD that while we are accepting the grant, we are not financially in a position to move forward with the study at this time, which the ESD has acknowledged and said that they will follow up in 6 months to see where we're at. I'll be attending the New York State Economic Development Council's annual Economic Development Conference, February 9th through 11th. This conference coincides with our regularly scheduled February board meeting, and as a result, I put an item on the agenda today to discuss adjusting our February meeting date, as I will be unable to attend if the meeting remains as currently scheduled. Some project updates and business development. So I met with Peter Scrump from Prime Metal Corp., who previously submitted an IDA application to us, just to get an update on where they're at. Mr. Scrump has requested an extension until our March board meeting to finalize some of his project details. They're currently in the process of securing a general contractor and want to ensure that they have accurate and complete project cost estimates before formally moving forward with their application. I emphasized to Mr. Scrump to take the time he needs, as having accurate information on his application is important if the IDA is to move forward. I met with Raleigh Development Corporation for their planned project on Colonel Foster Drive. They asked to meet with me to discuss IDA incentives and learn about our incentive programs and our application process. The project consists of 2 industrial facilities totaling approximately 90,000 square feet. It'll be 2 buildings, one's 40,000 and the other is 50,000. They did indicate interest in pursuing IDA benefits, and I expect them to submit an application once they receive their planning board approvals. This one I'm very excited about, the Catskill Mountain Railroad, also known as the Polar Express. I continue to make progress and continue to have discussions with the owner of the Catskill Mountain Railroad regarding their interest in locating within the town of Montgomery. They have narrowed their site selection to 3 locations within Montgomery and have expressed a clear desire to locate here. They know they want to move from Ulster County to Orange County, but they have a strong desire to be located here in Montgomery. They have located 3 sites that can allow them to do their operation here. Their preferred site would allow them to have adequate parking and the development of a comprehensive rail campus, including a train museum, gift shop, engine house, a storage yard, and a dedicated rail siding with ownership of the rail. Importantly, the town of Montgomery owns the railroad right-of-way for this location, making this particularly attractive for them as they won't need the approvals from the M&R Railroad Company, and they'll have complete ownership over that rail siding. I do see this project moving forward. I was able to connect them with the landowner of their preferred site, and they've had discussions, and the owner of the property has expressed a willingness to work with them and potentially see their plans through. So we'll keep monitoring that, and I'll provide updates as they come in. This project, if realized, could generate approximately 120,000 riders annually with themed rides throughout the year and their flagship Polar Express experience during the holiday season. This would represent a major opportunity for tourism-driven economic development here in the town. Some events, only one event, as December is a particularly slow month in the business community with the holidays, but I did attend Choice Films premiere for Best Medicine. That was hosted by the county at the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center. The entire TV series was produced right here in the town of Montgomery at their current film production studio, and also they were shot all throughout Orange County, mainly in Cornwall and in New Hampton. The premiere was an excellent event and an important opportunity to show support for the growing film industry here in our community. And that'll conclude my monthly report.
Thank you, Vincent. Any questions or comments from the board? Thank you. Next item for discussion is our finances.
Okay. So the checkbook beginning balance from last report is $4,658.72. So transfer from account 4593 of $10,000, bringing that total up to $14,658.72. Blakely Platt, $1,697.74. Also Blakely Platt, $1,450.85. Bringing the checking account balance to $11,510.13. Sailfish escrow account, $3,212, with a dormant account fee of $3, bringing it down to $3,209. Key Capture Energy, $1,480. City Winery escrow of $580, and Prime Metal Corp. checking account balance of $5,000. MMDA Municipal, we have $256,026.15, with interest of $415.21, brings that total to $256,441.36. $256,441.36, with a transfer from the transfer of the $10,000, brings the checking account balance to $246,441.36. The Hudson Valley Country Club, we have $7,187 in that. The checking account balance, the public fund bank card, we have $1,900.54, with a withdrawal for Google of $41.09. Google Workspace of $296.87. QuickBooks of $41.09, and purchase sign of $41.92, brings that total to $1,479.57. Orange Bank and Trust, $11,510.13. Orange Bank and Trust Sailfish Escrow of $3,209. Trust Key Capture Energy Escrow of $1,480. City Winery Escrow of $500. Prime Metal Corp. of $5,000. The Trust Money Market of $246,441.36. And the Trust Hudson Valley Construction Club of $7,187, and the Public Fund Bank Card of $1,479.57 gives you a grand total of $276,887.06.
All right, any questions, comments? No? Can I get a motion to accept the financial report?
Make the motion.
Second. Jose?
Aye.
Stacy?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
And aye?
Aye.
George? Rick? All right, motion's passed. Thank you, Matt. Next item up for discussion is our 2025 annual performance report. Vinny, you just want to give us the highlights?
Yeah, sure. So
What this document is?
this is a yearly, kind of like a summary of the year. You know, some initiatives, things that happened with the IDA over the past year. You know, just to kind of evaluate, you know, our performance for the year. So I'll just read through it. So for the executive summary, the town of Montgomery IDA advances the economic prosperity and quality of life in the town of Montgomery and its residents by attracting and acting in support of economic development projects, placemaking, workforce development initiatives, energy sustainability, and private investment in infrastructure through utilizing the statutory powers of the agency set forth under the provisions of the laws of New York State. Our tax incentive programs aid in the attraction, retention, and expansion of businesses and job opportunities while strategically positioning the town of Montgomery as a premier Hudson Valley destination to work, live, and visit. In 2025, the town of Montgomery IDA made significant strides in advancing its mission to promote sustainable economic growth, attract high-quality development, and create good-paying jobs for our local residents. Through strengthened partnerships with county and state economic development leaders, targeted policy reforms, strategic marketing initiatives, and the advancement of transformative projects, the IDA positioned the town of Montgomery as a premier destination for advanced manufacturing, film production, tourism, and innovation-driven investment. You want me to just like read through the whole thing?
No, it's okay. I think, just from a highlight perspective,
Yeah.
maybe talk to us about how we plan on using this report, because, or if other board members have ideas, because, you know, I think this is great to have this summary of something that we do on an annual basis. I like how catchy it is this year from a visual perspective on the cover, so notice it down there.
You think AI for that?
Yeah,
They did a pretty good job with it,
right?
that's good.
But I think, you know, just from my perspective, I think there's an opportunity here to use something like this within marketing materials. So even within our website, figuring out how to maybe make it interactive, talk to the marketing firm there. So if someone does want to dive deeper, you know, they can click on a particular subject matter and maybe see an experience or an example of what's going on. But yeah, no, it's great. You know, I think it speaks to a lot of the movement we had in this past year. Even though we're just starting to see the deals come in now, you can see the investment is projected to pay off. Today, I think we received the benefit of something paying off, so nicely done. But yeah, any other comments on the annual report, suggestions, how you would want to see things represented differently, in addition to double down on? No? Well, I encourage you, you know, if it's your first time looking at it, definitely reach out to Vincent and let him know, and figure out how you can best use it too. You know, the idea is that we have collateral that we can use to promote, so it's not just Vincent supporting or promoting. I am just going to take a motion to actually accept the report. I don't know if it's formally required or not, but I think because it is our annual performance report, having the board's endorsement is a good idea. So if I could take a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Excellent. Jose?
Aye.
Stacy?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Myself's an aye.
Aye.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, please.
No, go ahead, finish this, and then I'll ask at the end.
Is it related to this?
No.
No, okay.
Okay.
So the next thing for us is our annual housekeeping resolution. If you read through it, you'll see it's pretty vast. These are our various policies and positions. I am assuming we don't have to read this full resolution?
No, you don't.
Okay, thank you.
As long as all the board is familiar with it.
Yeah, as long as you understand it. But I do want to talk about each section to make sure that we're comfortable with it. So if you looked at section 1, within Schedule A, you'll see it's the approval and confirmation of our annual policies, our overall operating policies and procedures. So if you're not familiar with these, or you have concerns or questions about, please do dive back into them. These policies can be modified throughout the year where necessary. We've demonstrated that in the past, so if something does come up. But Vincent and myself, happy to go through anything in detail and make sure you have a really firm understanding. The regular agency meeting schedule is provided here. The one thing I wanted to call out on it is, Vincent, you mentioned on that March may be difficult, you may be out of town.
February.
Oh, it's February, sorry.
So, yeah, February, I'll be at the conference, the Annual Economic Development Conference up in Albany, for the New York State Economic Development Council. That falls on the 10th, which is the day of our scheduled meeting. So we'll have to, it's on the agenda in other business to discuss potentially rescheduling that date. That's for next month.
So that's part of this resolution now, so maybe we can jump to that and just see, because it's adopting the schedule. I personally have a preference. I'd love to hear what other board members think, but I would love Vincent to make sure that he's here. We're not hosting the meeting without him. There could be business that could be coming up quickly that I want to make sure that he's here to hear, represent, if we have anyone presenting. So I think we talked about potentially proposing the week before. Is that the 3rd?
The February 3rd.
So people could look at their diaries and see it February 3rd at the same time would work. That would be ideal.
Works for me. I got nothing on my schedule.
Excellent. Okay, Miley? Yeah?
Works for me.
Jose, yeah. Stacy and Matt, how about yourself?
I think I'm good.
You think you're good, all right.
What time?
Same time, 1 o'clock.
It's fine.
Stacy's good. All right, so we'll have a quorum. Really appreciate the flexibility. Rudy, assuming we can have representation from your firm.
Yes, February 3rd works for us, and actually, we're at the meeting that Vincent's at also.
Also,
Yeah,
We would have been
they'll be
unavailable.
accompanying us up there, so.
excellent. Lauren, works for you? Yes. Awesome. Thank you for everyone's flexibility. So please just note in that scheduled item that we'll change that one date to February 3rd. Then there will be the appointment of Vincent and Lauren to their current roles, the executive director and clerical and recording secretary. We have the appointment of our agency officers for the year. You know, I've talked to folks who are in their current roles. We had some openings. So, you know, if anyone else does have interest in being chair, I mean, you're welcome to say this is not, you know, this is not a throne I own. So if anyone wants it now or over time, you know, please speak up. I know that George would like to still be considered for first vice chair. Matt still considered as treasurer. Jose has put his hands up to be second vice chair, which was vacated by Bob in his retirement. So we'll have Stacy, you were the assistant treasurer before, so we have that opportunity if you want to retain that, but we also have the opening of secretary and assistant secretary. So Jose is, you're vacating the assistant secretary. So Greg, Miley, you know, if you guys would like to put your hands up and take on those roles. It's more of a formality and.
Sure.
Yeah?
Done, yep.
All right, great. So Greg will put you in as secretary and Miley assistant secretary?
That's fine.
All
I
right.
can remain.
Ian, you're good, or do you want something different? I should
No,
add?
that's fine.
All right.
It's great.
All right, fantastic. Noted. Then on the committees, the committee compositions here, the one thing I'm going to ask is, I'm on the 2 committees, audit and finance. If I can come off finance, if someone else is willing to step into it, it would be appreciated. So right now, the audit committee is myself, Matt, and Stacy. Finance is Matt and Greg. We need a third. And then governance is Miley, George, and Jose.
I can do finance.
Do finance also, thank you. And then for each of these 2, I want to make sure, I'm supposed to appoint a chairperson for each of the committees to make sure that they're managed and run the right way. So for the Finance Committee met, I'd like you to continue to do that, if you're good with that.
Yep.
For the Governance Committee, George, you take it on? All right, great. And then for the Audit Committee, do you want to keep the consistency with the finance?
I think so.
Is that right? All right.
Yeah.
So you'll hold both chair positions there. Matt. I think we already approved the accounting firm for us, right?
Yeah.
So this is just doubling down, remembering that we're using PKF, O'Connor, Davies. And then the appointment agency council, it's the same, it's Lino and Rudy. We have Bob McLaughlin, and that is for CRC? Or
That's our
Board council
bonds council,
conflicts?
yeah.
All right.
But he's also I think he's CRC as well.
He's still our CRC counsel
Yeah, 'cause
also, right?
CRC is all about bonds and stuff like that,
So William Frank for conflicts counsel.
Yep.
So we'll just note then that CRC should be added into this, just under McLaughlin. So well, it's not IDA business. Though.
Yeah, all right, so.
Forgive me for saying that. And then the appointment of the bank and agency accounts as Orange County Trust. So with that, any questions? No, all right. If I can get a motion to accept the resolution as it's written with these modifications to the supporting Schedule A.
Make the motion?
Jose, great.
Second.
Great, thank you, George. Jose,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
myself, is an aye.
Aye.
Miley,
Aye.
George? Greg is an aye. So the the resolution's passed. And I should be saying all in favor when we're voting, so I apologize, noted. So just on other business, quickly, we have an issue that's come up that I want Vincent to address that everyone should be aware of.
Yeah, so the Dennis, the assessor for the town, informed me that Tower Holdings has not paid their pilot bills, and they're coming up on a full tax cycle without having paid. I have heard noise. I haven't spoken with anyone from Tower Holdings on it yet, but I have heard through the county partnership that there may be a potential buyer for that building. I think they're, I think, with COVID and everything that happened, I think that project never really amounted to what it was supposed to. I'm not sure they're meeting their pledged job creation numbers, but with them going a full tax cycle without paying their pilot bills, if they didn't have a pilot, the town and county would be placing a lien on the building. So we do have the audit coming up. The auditors will be reaching out to them too for their pilot payments, their job creation numbers. But I think we should start the discussion and just have it in the back of our minds that we may have to begin the clawback process for that project. If they don't respond to the audit, their job numbers come under what they're supposed to. I will say that there has been, as mentioned, that there's a preliminary stages of discussions with a potential manufacturer to take over that building. Their operation and job in their guidelines for that project would be in line with their agreements in place. So if this company were to move forward with that transaction, take over the building and put that operation there, the incentives could be transferable to the project coming in.
And who is that? Who is the project coming in?
I don't know who they are. I'm not involved in the discussions yet. It's just what I've heard from the county. But again, they still have to pay their pilot bills. So if the audit comes back, they don't respond, they don't answer to their audit payments, something we have to look at until the potential sale of that building happens. And
Would it be transferred, or would they have to apply for the new
no,
tenant?
so the incentives can be transferred as long as they meet the same job numbers. Everything kind of is in line with what was previously agreed to. Again, early discussions point to it being the same, similar operation, similar job numbers, so I think they could be transferred. But until that happens and we're formally pulled into the conversation, we have to operate as if, we may be having to look at clawbacks for tower holdings, so.
And you confirmed we have first lien on the property, correct?
I believe so. We have first, if we have a straight leaseback agreement with the project, we would have first lien on it, right? Are you aware?
The taxing authority would have a lien based on the payments. I'll have to look at the tax agreement that was entered into on this project.
Yeah.
But either the IDA or the taxing authorities can commence an action to recover the monies that should be paid and to start like you say, a clawback action. I don't know how old the project is or what the percentages were in the tax agreement, but I can look into it.
Yeah.
So we'll get the details for the board on that. I'm suspecting that we have first lien on it, if it's a traditional straight lease back.
From what the assessor told me, and me looking at their pilot agreement, I believe the first 4 years were 100% exception, but then it kind of jumped to like 50%. So I think with that jump, they got their taxes went up significantly, and that's what hasn't been paid. I think they got that new tax bill and hasn't been paid. So something to keep in the back of our minds. We'll see what happens with the audit and how they respond. And if they don't respond and pay their payments, then it's something we're going to have to take action with.
I just want to point out, to make clear to the board, which they may already be aware of, in order to assign the benefits to the new purchaser of the property, if there is one, that requires your approval and consent of that. They can't do it on their own.
Yeah, and they can't dispose of the property without our.
Well, it would be a breach of the agreement if they
Breach of the agreement, too,
sold
so
the property.
We have, a good hold on this. But it'll be important that we stay on top of it, make sure that we have the details. And if the agreement is sold and the benefits are being transferred, I'm assuming there'll be a settlement for payback of benefits and outstanding taxes.
Are they still in business?
I haven't heard.
Are they anywhere else?
I think what they're doing, I think they're leasing, I think they're like leasing space out of the building for other companies.
I see cars there every now and then.
Yeah.
Party planning, it's a party thing.
Yeah.
Catering.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're not in compliance.
So
Yeah.
So the other thing we'll be doing too is that we're just commencing our audit right now. And, through this process, we'll be checking with all of our beneficiaries and benefactors and beneficiaries, right? And making sure everyone's in compliance and whoever's not, will report back.
Are we in the loop, though? Like, what if right now they were trying to sell it privately and they sold the building? Is it too late to lien it?
wouldn't
if-
be.
I don't think they can, because we're on the property, on the deed, I
On the
think.
deed, that's what I meant, yeah, by the first thing.
That's good.
You have a record leasehold interest in the property, so any title company should come to you.
Yeah, I think
in a
right now
transaction.
I think they're just preliminary discussions. They're trying to land somebody there. As that progresses, they will bring us into the loop, when it becomes more
Yeah.
That's
real.
good to know.
I
So
would
we're
say.
protected as of right now,
Yeah.
whether we did anything or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I ask for a motion to go into executive session, Stacy, please, had your hand up before you wanted to say
Oh,
something.
yeah. I just wanted, because I don't remember from the last time that Joyce came and spoke with us, and Don actually brought up a question that in here it says it's for the new building and then also for renovations. Did I read that right? It's also, I thought it said for a new building and renovations.
I think it was the development and redevelopment of underutilized property. I think like any maybe like what they mean by that.
It has nothing to do with what's
Has nothing to
attached
do with,
here.
no, it has
Or
nothing to do with their
where they are
current
Because I
building.
thought I heard renovation too, I
Yeah.
thought I did.
Yeah, I may have read that wrong.
It's all right.
Or it
No.
just means the renovations of the building once it's constructed.
Right.
I don't-
Okay.
Right, but it's only for the
It's
new
only
property.
for that
Right,
property at 166 Bracken, yes.
gotcha. Okay, that was my only question.
Great, so now we're going to go into executive session and just give board feedback on Vince's performance for the past year. And so if I can ask for a motion to do so?
Motion.
I'll second it.
Second, Jose? All in
Aye.
favor? Sorry, Jose?
Aye.
Stacy?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Aye. Motion's passed.